How is everybody? Everybody feeling good today? This rainy weather, it's nice. I don't want to complain about rain. Not at all. Not at all. Don't want to complain about it. All right, well, let's get started. Yeah, we definitely have needed it, and we need it to do a little bit more than this, I think. But I think this nice, slow, steady drizzle, a couple days of this, just what we need. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. If you have not joined me previously, my name's Hope Mercer. I'm with Iron Zen Yoga, located in Cambridge, Ohio. So welcome to all of you. I think everybody's a familiar face. Will be a familiar face after today. So I also want today to just take a second to say this, because I don't know that I have. If you at any time feel uncomfortable doing something, if something doesn't feel good in your own body, please stop and disregard whatever it is that we're doing. Also, if a movement-based practice, and yes, this is a movement-based practice, is new to you, and you have any concerns about what we're doing, check with your primary care practitioner. Make sure that this is an okay practice for you to be involved in. Last week, I did mention to you guys that I was going to focus today on our lymphatic system. So we are going to focus on that today, and I've got some information that we're going to talk about. I made notes this week. So I just wanted to be sure to give you some information. I am not a doctor in any way, shape, or form. This to me is a subject that really does interest me, though. I've actually done a couple of online workshops where I've participated and learned about our lymphatic system. And I think it's just really important and an overlooked system in our body. So we're going to begin today just as normal. We're going to find a comfortable seat in the chair. I want you to kind of walk the hips back into the chair until you notice those bony points under your bottom. And then I'd prefer you not lean back in the chair. If you would sit just a little bit taller here, let your shoulders rest above your hips and your feet flat on the ground. Now, if you're watching this at home and you feel like, man, my feet don't quite hit the floor, you could always put a blanket or a couple of books underneath of your feet, something that's stable, and then at your back you could fold a blanket or put a pillow behind your back so that you're comfortable sitting upright. Let's allow the hands to rest at the lap, and if you're comfortable closing the eyes, let's close the eyes down here, or just soften the gaze towards the tip of your nose. Let's take a big breath in through the nose, fill your belly, and a nice long slow exhale breath. Full breath in through your nose, fill the belly. Nice soft exhale breath to release. One more just like that. I want you to really think about filling your belly up. Let it become big and round like a balloon. Breath in. This time, long soft exhale through the nose. And now just let your breath relax, letting it ebb and flow naturally. Each inhale and exhale flowing into the next. Take a moment here to notice your physical body, noticing if there are any places of tension or tightness, any soreness, or if there's even just a feeling of general neutrality. Nothing's really speaking to you today. And then give yourself permission to notice your emotional body as well. Sometimes we get so hurried that we do not even stop to notice how we're feeling. And see if you can name what it is specifically that you are feeling. Jim Rohn says, take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. When we think of healthy living, it's easy to envision diets, exercise routines, or health metrics. But true health is so much more holistic, reaching deeper into our mental and emotional wellness, our relationships, and even the smaller ways we care for ourselves daily. In today's practice, we're going to focus on supporting one of the most overlooked systems in our bodies, the lymphatic system, which plays an essential role in immune health and cleansing. The lymphatic system mirrors the rhythm of our lives. When we're moving and breathing deeply, lymph flows smoothly, filtering toxins and keeping our immune system strong. When we're stagnant, stressed, or tense, that flow can slow, just like when we resist life's natural rhythms. It's kind of that go with the flow. The river flows along, it meets a rock, and it just flows around it. In today's practice, as we gently stimulate the lymph flow through our mindful movement, think of it as an act of self-care that goes beyond the physical. Healthy living isn't just about reaching a specific goal, it's a daily renewal, a choice to nurture the inner ecosystem that supports everything that we do. Let today's practice be a reminder that each breath and gentle movement supports this powerful, often unseen system, allowing us to live with more vitality and joy. Let the hands fall down beside the body, the palms face the front of the room. On the inhale breath, let's sweep the arms up and over the head, flutter the eyes open. Maybe you lift your gaze up towards your fingertips. Exhale, let the hands gently float back down. Inhale, sweep the arms high over the head. And I want you to move as if you're moving through peanut butter or honey. Exhale, let the hands gently float back down. Good. Now, same thing, a little bit of resistance as we float up. Inhale. Exhale and bring the hands back down. Good. Now, all this while, I want you to think about breathing into the belly, that inhale breath. Exhale breath. Good. All right. So we're going to get right into the meat of this today. So I am working today off of a doctor. His name is Perry Nicolston's. It is the Big Six. So we have 6 areas of the body where the lymph nodes are most prevalent. They're all through our body, but we have 6 concentrated areas, and that's where we're going to get focused today. So I want to begin today in what is known as the termini. So if you find your clavicle bone, that bone that travels here at the top of the body, can be kind of rigid, and we're going to massage around that area. And I want you to just do one side first. I want you to start at the left side, so above your heart. And we're going to start to gently manipulate the skin in this area. So you can go in circles, and you can rub under it, and you can rub above it. Now, our lymphatic system is literally right under our skin. It's not deep except for one spot in the body. We'll get there. I want you to notice as you're massaging this area, if you feel any little areas that are tight, or if there are any little nodules, that could be a lymph node that's maybe a little bit stagnant. So this area at the top of the body and the clavicle, and I want you to continue to massage this area, is our drain ports, if you will. So we have 2 at either side of the clavicle. The side on the right, according to Dr. Nicolston, drains about 75% of our lymphatic system. The other side is about 25%. So we're going to do both sides. So feel free to kind of go back and forth between both sides of your clavicle, massaging above and below. And let me talk a little bit about our lymphatic system for you, just in case you're not super aware. And yes, again, I made notes. The lymphatic system is often called our cleanup crew. Its main job is to remove the waste, the toxins, and the excess fluids. Anybody ever have swelling? Your ankles, your hands? Maybe you've noticed or you've ever said, man, like, oh, I've got some knots here on my neck or on my tonsils. That's our lymphatic system possibly being a little stagnant, a little lazy, and it's not doing its job for us. So unlike our circulatory system, which I've already said, our heart pumps our blood through our system. Our lymphatic system does not have a pump. So the way that we get our lymphatic fluid to move is by manual manipulation, whether we actually gently massage the skin or movement. So every time we come together and we move our arms, we move our legs, we move the trunk of our body, we're moving that lymphatic fluid around. When it isn't functioning properly, waste products can build up. You can feel sluggish, you can have swelling, you can have fatigue, muscle soreness, and a weakened immune system. So the reason I wanted to do this now, we're heading into cold and flu season. Those things that we're going to do today, and we're going to do it a little quicker at the end and take a little less time. We're taking a lot of time right now, but there is a quicker way to move through this. But this helps us to keep the body nice and healthy as we move through flu season. Okay, so let's go ahead, and you have done that little bit here. Let's take a little bit of shoulder rolls now. I want you to shrug the shoulders up towards your ears, slide them forward and down to the earth. Now roll them back. So up to the ears and forward. So kind of like a chugging train. So just take some big shoulder rolls here. And then let's switch that direction. Take it towards the back of the room. So everything pumps, that lymphatic system pumps always back into that area of the clavicle. So that's why we want to open that clavicle area first, the termini. We want it to be open and ready to receive as we get ready to move that lymphatic system, the lymphatic fluids through our system. Good. All right, let's come back here. And we're now going to take some big stretches here. Take an inhale breath, reach the hands up and over the head. And now bring your right hand, you're gonna be on that side of the room, bring it down towards the earth and stretch over towards the left. Reach those towards the right. Left fingertips reaching towards your right. Maybe look up if that feels okay in your neck. And then let's take the gaze down towards our right hip. Good. Bring the gaze back neutral, and then sweep your right hand back up, stacking shoulders back over the hips again. Good. Now let's bring our left hand. And I wiggle my fingers because that makes me a little bit more aware of which one is my left hand. Stretch that down. Reach your right hand over the body towards the left. Take an inhale breath and an exhale. And if it feels okay, let's take the inhale and look towards the sky, towards the fingertips. And the exhale breath, we look down to the left hip. Good. Inhale, bring your gaze back to the front of the room. Sweep your left hand back to the sky, shoulders restacking over hips. Let's do that again. Reach the right hand down, left hand over the body. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep your right hand up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, left hand reaches down and the right hand reaches over the head. Inhale, stretch that left hand back up. Good, and let the hands float back down. Okay, so in our head, we have a ton of lymph nodes in our head. Most of them are concentrated under our ears, up along the temples, across our forehead. We also have them at the back of our head, so at the occiput. So, and if you're a medical professional, please don't, give me grief for the way I say names because I might not remember. It's been a while. So, where we find the head moves. So if you bring your fingers to the back of the head and just start to tip your chin up and down, you can feel that ridge, and we have them right there. So here. So again, we're gonna come back to the neck. Now we're gonna take some long sweeping strokes, and I want you to start near your ear and swipe down along the length of your neck. And we're just gonna do one side at a time here. Now you may, I just 2 swipes and I'm like, I need to swallow. You may start to notice you need to swallow. Like that automatic reflex is, oh, we've got some things moving. And swallowing is gonna help that lymphatic fluid move. So, all right, let's go to the other side and swiping from ear down the side of the neck. Now I'm gonna show you another way that's slightly more efficient here in just a moment. Okay, so now we're gonna take what is known as Spock hands. So you're gonna spread your fingers apart. So we've got our pinky and ring, and then your index and your middle. And you're gonna bring that around your ears. Yeah, perfect. And you're just gonna gently slide from around your ear, down the side of your neck. I can't do it because of my headset today. I knew I should have brought my other headset. So surrounding the ear, you're swiping down. Okay, so let's do that a couple times. And if you need a number, you're like at home, I'm like, I need a number, 10 times. And that can also help this be a little bit more efficient. But if a spot's feeling good and you're like, man, I'm feeling really puffy in my face today, self-love. Take a little bit of time, put some moisturizer on your hands. Moisturize your skin as you're stroking. Good. All right, next up, we're gonna do our jawline. I want you to bring your hand to make an L, and we're gonna bring both hands together. We're gonna start under our chin, and you're gonna swipe this crease of your thumb along your jawline, back towards your ears. Swiping back. Good. And if you want, you could just do, but for the sake of 2 hands, gets it done a little bit more efficiently. Swipe. Good. All right, and now let's go across the cheekbones. So across your cheekbones, just gently swiping towards your ear. And I will place a link in the comment section or somewhere along with this video to Dr. Nicolston's Big 6 video. That way you can watch that at home as well. And if you search for lymphatic drainage techniques, you are going to find so many. I feel like everybody has a little bit different technique, and that's okay. We all learn a little differently. We all operate a little differently. Now, very gently, I want you to use your ring finger under your eyes. So if you're wearing glasses, you might want to take your glasses off. And just gently massage, very gently, dragging the fingers under the eyes towards your temple, and then swipe down towards the bottom of your ear. So under the eyes, swipe down towards the bottom of the ear, really gently here. And the reason I have you do ring finger, I learned this in Mary Kay, you don't want to pull your skin there. Our skin under our eyes is very, very thin. The last thing we want to do is stretch that skin a whole lot. All right, now let's come up between the eyes. So starting at the center of the forehead, we're going to swipe up and across the forehead and down towards the bottom of the ears. Up across the forehead, across the brows, down towards the ears. So massaging across the face, down towards the ears. Good. Now let's take this and we're going to come to the back of the head. So we're going to find that ridge again, and we're just going to give a little bit of massage here. So just gentle little circles. Find that little ridge, and if it helps to kind of move the head up and down, that's good. All right, now let's take this backwards. So we work the ones at the back of the head, come back to the forehead, swipe towards the ears, between the eyes, across the forehead, down to the ears. Just a couple times. So we're working a little backwards. And then under the eyes, ring finger, nice and gentle. Swipe out, down towards the ears. Swipe out, down towards the ears. Good. And then across the jaw, swiping. Across the jaw, down the neck. So you could kind of put those last two, or those first two, together. Along the jawline, down the neck. Along the jawline, down the neck. And then come back to those clavicles. Give them a little circle. Give them a little pat. Now, I watched one training that I did. She actually said when you find this little indent here, to pump it really gently. It's kind of, again, everybody has a little different technique. So we just want the open up that area. You can put your glasses back on. All right, so now let's come into the underarms. So let's open the arms up, big stretch here. Let's find some circles. So start to circle the arms forward. If you want to consider them spirals, we can take those hands a little bit bigger. So remember, any type of movement that we're doing, we're moving the lymphatic system, we're moving the lymphatic fluids. Now, some things, if we haven't been doing a lymphatic drainage routine, you may kind of feel like you're detoxing. So if you've ever tried to quit the coffee or the sugar, reverse your direction. And you start to feel like, oh man, I'm not feeling so good because your body is detoxing. It's getting rid of that caffeine. It's getting rid of the sugar. When we start to find this type of work in the body, we can feel a little bit like that. So our body's removing the toxins, so we may not feel the best the first few days that we do that. All right, let those arms float back down. Let's take a little neck stretch here. Drop your chin towards your chest. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Very gently take the head to the back, bring the gaze to the ceiling. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Let's do that same direction, dropping right ear towards the right shoulder. The head falls back most gently. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Good, let's reverse the direction here. Taking now that left ear, left shoulder. We gently let the head fall back, stretching across the front of the throat, right ear, right shoulder, and chin to chest. One more time, counterclockwise, left ear, left shoulder. The head gently falls back, right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. Good. Let's bring the gaze back straight ahead. Now, if you were with me last week, we brought the fingers together in tension. We're going to do that same little movement again. So bring all your fingers together like you're holding a ball between your hands. Bring your elbows about chest level here, so try to lift them a little bit. And then I want you to press your fingertips together really, really hard. And a breath out. Now let's take a big full inhale. And breath out. Okay, soften that for a second, give the fingers a little wiggle. And we're gonna do that same movement again, but I want you to pulse this time. So bring the fingertips together. And this is gonna help stimulate the lymphatic fluid in the armpit, the axillary region, and down the arms. So we bring those fingertips together and we begin to pulse, 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 pulse. Just push your fingertips together. And you're gonna do this about 15 to 20 seconds. Just about 4 more seconds. Good, shake the arms out. Now, while we're doing a little shake of the arm, I want you to imagine your arm's a noodle. And we're gonna give it a couple of kind of smart snaps, if you will. So smack, 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 smack. Breathing. All right, let's do the left arm. So noodle, we got a noodle over here. Let's give it a couple of smart little smacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good. Give both arms a little wiggle. Okay, I know this seems really silly, but we're building energy in the body. We're moving that lymphatic fluid. All right, so now axillary region and lymph nodes. If you know of anyone who has ever had breast cancer, breast implants, breast explants, we have a lot of lymphatic lymph nodes under the armpits and then this axillary region. I'm thinking I should have wore a t-shirt today. Okay, hand in the armpit, and you're gonna gently rub. So we're just gently rubbing. And you're circling, circular movement here. Definitely should have worn a t-shirt. And then maybe a couple little gentle taps. All right, let's come to the other side. Gentle, my deodorant is all over my hands now. It's melting. 'Tis the season of life I am in. At least it's working today. And a couple of little smart taps, just nice and easy. I meant to bring my dry brush and I forgot to bring that. Have you guys ever seen in the beauty aisle at the store, they're little brushes that have like little brown bristles and they're kind of firm. And you're like, what is this thing? So it's actually for lymphatic fluid, lymphatic movement. So you use it on the skin and you just gently brush the body. So we can do the same thing without a brush. So I want you to start here and just bring your right hand to your left arm and I want you to brush, nice and easy, nothing major, all the way around, come all the way up the arm. Now, under the arm here, this muscle, you can kind of get a hold of it. You don't have to squeeze it hard, but give it a little squeeze. And then come back in and give that left clavicle a little rub. Everything drains back here, so we just want to keep everything moving back. Okay, let's come to the right arm. Left hand to the right arm. Brush. All the way up the arm here. I was actually afraid I wasn't going to be able to fill an hour with this today, but I think we're going to do just fine. All right, find that muscle. Give it a little squeeze. Nothing major, doesn't have to be hard. Brush back into the right clavicle, give it a little rub. Very good. Okay, let's take a big inhale breath. Reach your arms high. Let's exhale, cactus the arms. Ooh, the elbows down. Ooh, good. Inhale, reach them back high. Exhale, cactus the arms. Good. Now, I want you to bring your forearms together. We're not going to totally skip all our yoga things together today. Let's open back up. Just like you're moving lots of weight at the gym on that chest fly machine, pull the arms together. Good. Imagine you've got a lot of weight. We're not letting it clank to the ground. Open back up. Good. Again, pull the arms together. Open back up. All right, let's give those arms a limp noodle shake again. Okay, so next up, inside of our belly, this is where the lymphatic system gets deep. So it is deep inside the belly. We can activate it two ways. Deep belly breath. We're breathing in, fill the belly. Whoo, we pull that big exhale, pull the navel in towards the spine. We can do it with some manual stimulation. So we can bring the hands to the belly, and we're just gonna start to massage our belly. There's no right or wrong way. And it might help if you round a little bit, tucking your tailbone under, your chin towards your chest, kind of a cat shape that we do, our little seated cat-cow. We'll come back to that in a minute. So it makes the belly a little softer, makes it a little easier to get in there. And then we can find some taps. And you can go one-handed, you can go two-handed. Again, no real right or wrong way to do this. One of the other methods that I really like for this is to use the heel of your hand and start kind of right under your sternum. I'm gonna stand for this, it might make it a little easier just to show. So you start under the sternum and you stroke down towards your belly button. Now when we first do our big six, we start at the termini, do the head, work down the arms, the belly, we're gonna do groin and legs in a minute, and then we work backwards towards the termini. So right now we're like, let's get you unstuck, let's get this fluid moving, and then we're gonna bring and flush it all back up to the termini. So stroking down, and again, maybe we find belly taps, maybe we just find some gentle massage, the whole area, the whole soft area of the belly. All right, another way that we can really activate this deeper termini is through twists. So we're gonna take a couple of seated twists. Bring the hands back down to the sides of the body. Big inhale breath, reach the arms high over the head. Now let's take a twist towards our right. So for you folks here, that's gonna be towards the windows. And we're gonna open up. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, and maybe your right hand just reaches kind of over the back of the chair. If it feels okay in your neck, we look over our right shoulder. Take a full breath in here and soften your twist and look towards the front of the room just a little bit. And then exhale, twist again. Pull the navel towards the spine. Gently look over the shoulder. Let's do that again. Inhale, soften your twist and look towards the front. Exhale, twist again. Using that left hand at the thigh can help guide us a little bit more. Looking over the shoulder. Good. Now let's release, come back center. Let's take a cat-cow in between, hands to knees. Shoulders are gonna pull back, our tailbone lifts, pull your heart forward and lift your gaze. Exhale, push into the heels of your hand at your knees, round your spine towards the back of your chair, tuck your chin and tuck your tailbone. Inhale, pull your heart through, lift the gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale, push and round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, pull again, bring the heart forward. Exhale, last one here, extending the spine towards the back of the chair. And then come back nice and neutral, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, breath, reach the arms high over the head. Now the exhale, twist to the left. We bring the right hand outside of the left knee, left thigh. Left hand can kind of wrap around the back of the chair. We look over the left shoulder. A full breath in and a full breath out. Good. On the inhale, soften gently, look towards the front of the room. Exhale, turn and twist a little bit more, looking over that left shoulder if that feels okay in your body. One more time here. Inhale, release your twist towards the front. Exhale, twist. Think about that twist originating from the core of the body. Now, come back center for me. Let those hands wrap at the knees. Very good. Okay, so next up is going to be our groin area. So we're going to want to come to stand for that. So let's go ahead and just make your way up into a standing position here. So the lymph nodes in our groin help to drain fluid from our legs and our lower abdomen. This helps to promote circulation, reduces the swelling that's in our legs. So here, the lymph nodes are at the crease of our pants. So when we go to sit down, our pants crease. This is where our lymph nodes are located here. So we're just going to gently rub, circular, or just kind of a little bit of friction here. And if you want to stick with that, we're working towards the bottom of the body. We stroke down this time. You can even give a little bit of a tap here. And it's really interesting, if you're a tech savvy person, if you get on and just search for pictures of the lymphatic system and look for the most medical looking pictures you can find. It's really cool to see where the lymph nodes are located in the body and where they are most concentrated. So we give that little bit of tapping here. All right, let's next come to the backs of our knees. Backs of our knees is a spot that this lymphatic fluid can get stagnant and stay. So we just want to gently rub down. Now you could do this seated too. You could sit back down and gently massage down the backs of the legs. So if standing is difficult for you, you can sit for this portion. All right, good. And you can go all the way down to your ankles. Now, we're going to take we're going to do a couple exercises, and we're going to take this backwards, and then I'll review it for you. Okay, if you would come back to stand for me, and I'm going to have you come behind your chair. And I'm just going to kind of turn a little bit sideways here so the folks at home can see what we're heading into. So we're going to do, now remember how we did our lymph noodle arms? We're going to do lymph noodle legs. We're going to hold our chair, and we're going to send our right leg behind the body a little bit. And I want you to kind of shake it. So this is kind of like if you're petting your dog and he's real happy and he's shaking his leg. So we're just going to kind of shake the leg a little bit. And you could do 16 times if you wanted to. The video that I watched of Dr. Nicolston doing this, he started with 16 on each limb, 8, 4, 2. And it was one of these like, let's do this, let's energize the body. So I think it's a great thing to work towards. Or bring that leg down, because who doesn't want to feel a little bit more energy in life? Left leg, same thing. Bring that left leg behind the body. Give it a little shake, little lymph noodle shake. It's hard to let the tension go, isn't it? Like, okay, I can do this. Okay. Whew. Are we feeling a little bit of energy start to build? Maybe a little bit? Okay, let's come back to stand. Okay, we're going to do some calf raises, and we're going to let the heels come to the ground. So this is called rebounding. We're going to lift onto the calves, lift up onto the balls of the feet, doing a little calf raise. And then, whew, just let it go. Yeah. Lift back up. Whew, back down. I'm only going to do one foot. Lift that left leg and flip back down. I have stitches on the top of my right foot still, so bending my foot that way doesn't feel good. Lift the heel. Whew, let it drop back down. Lift up on the heel. Whew, let it drop back down. Lift. Drop. Lift. Drop. Again, lift. Drop. And try to do a breath with it. Inhale. Let it go. Big breath. Inhale. Let it go. You can do your arms too. Inhale. Let it go. Inhale. Let go. Good job. All right, let's do some toe lifts. Just lift your toes. Sinking back into the heels. Okay, now I'm running out of steam, and I'm like, we still got time. Toes. That's all right. We'll throw some more stuff in. Or we'll have an extra long shavasana today. Lift the toes. Let them go. Lift the toes. Let them go. All right, let's do a little bit of marching in place. If y'all want to turn so that your left hand is on your chair, and we're going to do a little bit of marching in place. Now, if you feel pretty stable, you wouldn't have to hold your chair. You could just march in place. But we're going to start. Let's lift the right leg. Try to draw your the thigh parallel to the ground. Keep your toes flexed towards your knee. And then put that leg back down and pick up the left leg. Now, think about keeping your core fully engaged here, drawing the navel towards the spine. Come back down, right leg up. Right leg down, left leg up. Just keep marching just like that, drawing the thigh parallel to the ground. Try to keep your upper body stationary. Y'all remember those etiquette videos where you had to have a book on your head and it couldn't fall off? So that's kind of what we're thinking about, is trying to keep the upper body as still and stationary as we can, just for this little exercise. We just really want to focus on the hip joint. So these marches in place, this hip joint, which area of the lymphatic system are we working? Think about. Yes, perfect, Bev. The groin, also back and knee. We're flexing and extending the back of the knee. So we're still working. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and do our kitchen sink stretch today. We'll bring that chair out, and wherever you're at is fine. We're going to bring the hands to the backs of the chair, and we're going to start to walk the feet back. Sticking the booty out, we're starting to try to create that long line from our hands all the way to our sits bones. Soft bend to your knee. Try to bring your head between the biceps. The shoulders are extended straight out from your wrist. And then the hips are straight out from your shoulders. I'm just going to take a peek around, see where we're at. Oh my gosh, y'all. Why am I here? Who's teaching this next week? While I'm gone. Good, you guys, that looks so good. Take a full belly breath. And a big, complete exhale, letting everything go. One more, full breath in. And full breath out. One more, big breath in. Full breath out. Good. Let's start to walk the feet back in towards the body. Nice and tall. Let's go ahead and move into our calf stretch since we're here. I want you to ground down through your right foot, keeping the body close to your chair because I want you to keep your heart lifted. I don't want you to have to hunch over to feel supported. So stand close to your chair, ground through your right foot. So feel really strong and stable here. And let's take a little balance. Lift your left leg. Now, when you lifted your left leg, did you notice your right hip pop out at all? And if you did, can you pull it back up and under the body? Good. All right, let's step that left leg back behind us. Take a nice long stride for your body. And then we're going to take our calf stretch. So we're going to let that left calf extend long. The heel extends towards the earth. And let's take an inhale breath and stand nice and tall through both legs. Exhale, sink back down. Feel that stretch in that left calf. Good. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, sink it back down. Beautiful. Now, try to keep your front knee stacked over your front ankle. So if you peek down, you should be able to see your front toe, but you maybe shouldn't be able to see your shin bone. So we want to just kind of try to keep a nice long line. Very nice. Good. One more round of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Stand tall. Let's shorten up our stance. Pull that left foot in so you have 10 or 12 inches between your heel and your toes. And then we're going to bend both knees. Stick your booty out. If we had tent poles coming from our hips, they'd be heading out behind us to help support us. Still try to keep your heart nice and supported, nice and tall. So this is still targeting our calf muscle just in a little bit of a different way. And let's stand tall. Good. Step your left foot in. Let's do that same little balance first. Ground down through your left foot. Let's pull that right heel towards our glute. Pay attention to what happened in your left hip. If it popped out, pull it back under the body. Try to stand as tall as you're able. Very nice. Let's step that right foot back. And again, I can't hardly do this one quite yet. So front knee over the front ankle. Extend back through that right heel. Let's take that breath in and straighten both legs. Exhale, breath, and straighten that out. Extend your right heel towards the ground. Inhale, come tall. Exhale, extend the right heel towards the ground. Good. One more and we'll hold. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, send it back. Sink that right heel towards the ground. See if you can really let your awareness be in your right calf. Can you feel that muscle stretching? Oh no, my left quad is burning because I'm not stretching in the right way. All right, let's shorten that stance and bring your right foot in a little closer. Now this time, both feet are going to be flat on the ground and we're going to bend into both knees, stick the booty out a little bit, keep your heart lifted. So a little bit of a different stretch. Good. Let's stand tall. Okay, one more thing that you're going to be amused by. So this next little technique that I'm going to teach is called knocking on heaven's door. And it is from our sister practice, Qigong. And this is a great way, again, to stimulate our nervous system, our lymphatic system, our kidneys. which are part of that cleansing process. So I want you to stand so that your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. And you are going to want a little bit of space. And if you're not comfortable letting go of your chair, if you wanted to join by sitting in the chair, you could still kind of get a little bit of it. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to do this from a seated position, but we can always make things work. So we're going to bring the hands out to the sides of the body. Now we're going to come back to that limp noodle kind of thing. I want you to just start swinging. Now, this always makes me think of being a kid. Waiting in line. Mom and Dad are checking out. I'm bored out of my mind. Now, what you're doing is you're bringing a hand across the hip at the outer hip. And if we look at what's happening at the back, right above the pelvis at the kidneys. Now, you could add in the legs as if you were swinging a bat or a golf club and kind of tip up onto your toes and swing the hips. Yes, nice. And don't forget to breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out. Breath in. Breath out. One of the things that I don't talk about a lot, or I don't feel like I've talked about a lot here, is we really always want to try to let our breath move in and out through our nose. So gently feeling our lips and letting all that breath move through our nose. Our nose has a lot of functions that we don't tend to let it do. We have all those little hairs in there that filter the air that we're breathing. It warms the air before it comes into the body so that the body can more efficiently use the oxygen. It takes care of some filtration on the way out. There's all kinds of good things. Of course, when we have sinus blockages or cold or we're maybe just not feeling the best, if you're ready, you can just start to slow down. Coming back into stillness. Firm down through your feet. Let your hands open to the sides of the body. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Maybe you close down the eyes here for just a moment. We take a big breath in through the nose. Fill your belly. Let it go. Okay, let's take our big six and let's go backwards with it. Okay, so backs and knees. Now this time, we're going to go up the body. So we're coming up the back. And then all the way up the legs into the groin area, and we stroke to the outside or up, if you will. You can give that little pat too. And then back into the sternochyli. That's what our lymphatic, we have that one lymph node in our belly. That's called whatever I just said. Sternochyli. I'm like, I just said it, darn it, I thought of it earlier and then it lost me and I didn't find it. So we're stroking up. And then we come back to the arms, stroke up the arms. Back to the armpits, the axillary region. Now this was a little bit more rushed coming back through. We're running out of time. Back to the termini, so that little bit of gentle here. And if you wanted to, you could come back to the neck. So these are just little tools that you can put in your health tool belt to take care of yourself. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and come back to sit. Anybody have any questions? I can try to answer if you do. Do we have anybody with us at home today? We do not. That makes me slightly sad, but that's okay. Grab a sip of water. Let me check my notes and see if I forgot anything of importance. You know what, while I'm reviewing, let's do our toe lift, heel lift, rock, toes, heels, toes, heels. Okay, we talked about Okay, so what can you expect if you do this consistently? There's what I didn't do. Now that we're at the end of this practice. If you were to do this consistently, the big 6, just those couple of things. Improve circulation, reduce your tension. It can leave you feeling more energized and balanced, and less swelling. So if you are someone who experiences a lot of swelling in the legs, one of these days, I need to bring in some props. There are some things that you can do also to help with swelling in the legs. If you can elevate your legs, you're resting in bed, got a couple of extra pillows, you can build them up so that your legs are to 90 degrees. Bring them all the way up against the back of your thighs, not just extend it out, but try to bend. So I think my kids, they were watching TV when they were young. They'd lay on the floor, throw their feet up on the back of on the seat of the couch and watch TV upside down. That position. So that position, if we can, that will help drain and also calms your nervous system. So it's a good thing there. Okay, let's come into marches here for a second. Okay, so Dr. Perry Nicolston's Big 6, that's what we did today. We're going to share that in the notes somewhere. I think we covered it all, y'all. Okay. Did I forget any stretches that y'all would like before? We got about 5 minutes.
You just sound like a Southern gal.
It's my West Virginia roots. And they're not real deep Southern roots either, but they're there. I'm practicing. I'm going to Georgia next week, so actually on Friday I'm headed out. Yes, I'm excited. Never been, so I'm really excited for it. All right, one thing we can do that I did not do. Let's extend that right leg out. Your left knee in front of your left hip, left toe pointed straight ahead. I want you to imagine everything is fused. We're moving this big bone in our hip joint. So tip your toes forward and then tip them back. So we're just working this femur bone and the hip joint. I have this feeling, I watched a couple of Dr. Nicolston's videos this morning just to refresh myself on it, because it's been a little while since I've done a lot of the lymphatic stuff. I don't know how old that man is, but he looks so good. And I'm like, obviously he knows what he's talking about. He takes care of himself. So just remember, as we head into this winter season, take care of yourself. Eat good, healthy food. Get your dark greens in. Get plenty of protein. Sometimes I struggle with protein, and I have found at the grocery store bone broth, and it's much higher than just your standard chicken broth or beef broth. And that can be nice if you're not feeling especially hungry, but you know darn well you should be having something. Just to warm a cup of that, drink that slowly, throw a little pepper on it. It's gonna make you feel a little better. All right, let's step that right foot in, send that left foot out. And if you can source yourself some local honey, that would be good too. Right knee in front of your hip, right toes pointed straight ahead, tip your toes. Rotate the femur in the hip joint. I want y'all to be joining me all winter long, so nobody's allowed to get sick. Self included. I know that was a little bit less movement than probably what we usually do, but I really wanted to cover all of that stuff with you guys today. So maybe we can kind of incorporate that Big 6 a little bit more fluidly with our next sessions, just to kind of keep that fresh in our memories. Okay. So our next session will be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I believe it's the 26th. Let's bring that leg in. And then we're going to take a little break through December. Unfortunately, the room wasn't available for us, and I didn't want to switch days or times because I wanted to keep it less confusing. We will be back in January. We have dates set for January, February, and March. It'll be every other Wednesday. We wanted to make sure that we were that way, so again, it was less confusing. And then I'm super happy to announce that I am partnering up with the Guernsey County Senior Citizen Center, and I will be teaching there every Tuesday at 11 a.m. So I hope that those of you that are joining me here, that if you already go up there, that you might join me there as well. Or at the studio, we do classes, the chair class on Thursdays at 10:30. We are getting to the point you might have to bring a chair. We are getting pretty full, which is, I love it. I love that. But if you want to come to that, definitely just give me a little heads up. Let me know after class and I can add you onto the roster, okay? Let's find that comfortable seat. Go ahead and relax back into the chair. Find your sit bones, feet straight ahead, knees pointed straight ahead, shoulders stack over top of the hips. You can soften down your gaze or close your eyes. Take a full breath into the nose and a nice long, slow exhale breath. A full breath in and that long, slow exhale breath. As we settle in here into our final rest, into Savasana, let's just take a moment to allow all of our work today to settle in, to integrate into the body and the mind, creating space for healing, rejuvenation, and flow. Imagine your lymphatic system is a network of gentle rivers running throughout your body, connecting all parts of you in a harmonious rhythm. As we rest, each slow, deep breath helps these rivers flow freely, removing what no longer serves us and leaving us renewed. Feel the muscles soften, the joints relax. Allow gravity to gently release any remaining tension. Imagine a wave of calmness washing over you, releasing any blockage or tightness, letting your body's natural rhythm return to their balanced state. With every breath, feel gratitude for the simple but profound ability to care for yourself. Today's practice has truly been a moment of profound self-love, an investment in your wellness and resilience. Let these moments of release and relaxation remind you that just as your lymphatic system clears and cleanses and renews, so can your thoughts and intentions. Let's gently bring the hands to heart center, letting the thumbs rest at the heart space, bowing our heads. As we slowly begin to come back into awareness, remember that this flow of energy and health is always available to you, ready to support you in living a life of vitality and ease. Let's take a moment of gratitude for this practice, to you for making space in your day, and for this opportunity to come together in community and in collective energy. Let's take a clearing breath together before we close. A full inhale through the nose to fill the body with breath. And a big, complete exhale to release. May your life be free of struggles. May your heart be open. May your body be filled with joy and ease. May you share your gifts with the world. And may you know your true self in this lifetime. Together we say, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.